Right, guys, it's Friday, and I hope you've had a good week and are in for a great weekend. In our journey, as we've been doing through the book of Proverbs, we're talking about anger. We've spoken about those who implode, those who explode. We've spoken about the process of finding our way through this highly complicated and emotional thing. We've spoken about acknowledging our anger. We've spoken about reminding ourselves that it's our choice as to how we react to, in reaction to respond to anger. We're asking ourselves, why are we angry anyway? Could it be because my values have been violated? Could it be because I've lost control? Or could it be even that this has affected my ego? Don't you know who I am? You make me angry when you don't acknowledge who I am. And most anger actually comes probably from that motivation or from that root, and the fruit then becomes one of those other implode, explode sort of things. Now today I want to take you to a very beautiful, I've been so looking forward to doing this devotion with you. I want to take you to a very deep theological truth today. Proverbs 14 verse 12 says this: there is a way that seems right to a man, but at the end of the day it leads to death or destruction. You see, there is a way that seems right unto man that I should handle my anger. And for many people, that right way for them is to implode, explode, and destroy people around them. That's the wrong way, but it just seems so right. I need my say. It's an eye for an eye, and it's a tooth for a tooth, and I need to vent my anger, and I need to let it out, and I need to let people know how I feel. And we sometimes get proud about those awful responses to anger. And we get proud and think that that's the way that it's meant to be. People must just suck it up, and I am who I am. And if they violate me, or and we end up ending in death. And it's a miserable, miserable death. The passage is right. There's a way that seems right to me, a man, but in the end, it just doesn't work, and it leads to death. There are two things I want you to remember today. The first thing is this: instead of defending ourselves, going back into attack and thinking he who is the most aggressive is going to win the day, instead of blaming others for our anger, what we have to do this is we have to, number one, communicate with the offending party. You may be tempted to walk away, and maybe for a short period of time that's the right thing to do, because you may say something stupid if you don't. But when you're angry, to walk away just for a moment, you need to remember that you need to come back and continue the conversation, whatever it may be. If it was a person, a situation, communicate with the offending party. Don't set yourself up for failure to think that that party is going to come and say, oh, gee, I'm so sorry for what I did. They're probably unlikely to do that, but you need to begin to communicate with them. The second thing that you need to do is you've got to give people the benefit of the doubt. That's probably a better way of saying it. You know, we get angry over some silly things. Guy doesn't wave at me in town, and I wave at him, and I'm embarrassed because he just drove straight past me. Give that guy the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the sun was in his eyes. Maybe he was distracted by something going on the side of the road, and you're offended over something, first of all, that's outside of your control, and it may not be what it appears to be. Why don't we go around there and give people more the benefit of the doubt? Person has phoned me on my birthday, and I'm upset about that. You know, hey, maybe the guy had some crisis he was dealing with, or maybe there was something really happening in his. Give the guy or the lady the benefit of the doubt, and your anger will subside, and there's nothing you can do. It's outside of your control, and the godly response would be give the guy the benefit of the doubt, because things are not always as they appear to be. Do not set yourself up for failure by thinking the world is going to be perfect to you. Remember that Don McLean song where he speaks about, he's talking about a famous artist, and he said, this world was never meant for one as beautiful as you. People, you are beautiful people, and your beauty is going to be violated from time to time, because this world was never meant for you. It's an imperfect, it's a fallen world. Please therefore give people the benefit of the doubt, because things may just not be what you think they are. The second thing, or the third thing that we need to do, is we need to meet the offending party at the point of the offense with kindness. Now, here's the biblical truth of this thing. Isn't that what Jesus did for us? When Jesus met with us and Jesus said, I need to communicate with the offending party, he didn't send an angel from heaven to communicate with us. He came down, he communicated himself face to face with mankind, the offending party. And then he did that beautiful thing where he met the offending party, us, at the point of our offense. On a little mountain outside Jerusalem, there once was a cross. And Jesus hung upon that cross. He didn't just come down to the world to communicate with us. He came down and he met with us at the point of our offense with kindness. Only big people can do this. Little people are going to say, nope, the old way is a better way. I need to let everybody know how angry I am. I suggest this is the way that does not lead to death. This can lead to a way of restoration for you. If you will continue to communicate with the offending party and then meet that offending party at the point of their offense to talk about it, but do it with kindness. If we spoke kindly to one another, you know what? You can almost say anything to one another if you said kindly, and it's not going to bring offense. The tone of voice that we say what we want to say is what generally gives most of the problem and causes us the offense. So today, remember that Jesus sets the pace in this. Jesus came to communicate with the offending party. He met the offending party at the point of their offense, and he did it with kindness. Do you remember I started the series telling you about my experience in the licensing office? Stood there for 8 hours for the first day. Just at the end of the got to the counter, was told the computers were still not working, go home. Next day, and I left angry. I was imploding, exploding all over the place. Next day I came back and I thought I'm going to do things differently. I stood in the queue again. This time was probably 3 or 4 hours. And as I approached the counter, I was calm. And I looked at the woman, the same woman I'd seen the day before, and the one that I'd looked so angry at because she told me that I had to go home now, and the one that I'd phoned in anger. And then I went to her and I said, I'm really sorry for my response yesterday. You must be exhausted. That day that you had yesterday was horrific. I'm so sorry you had to go through that, but thank you that you came back to work today to do what you do and to help us getting this thing done. This woman's eyes just opened and she looked at me as if saying, no one's ever said that to me. Let me tell you people, I met that lady, I communicated with her. For me, she was the offending party. I met with her at the point of the offense, and I made a friend that day because I met her with kindness. We even exchanged phone numbers. And she said to me, sir, if there's anything you need extra to be done, you can phone me personally. Hey, I thought, kindness always wins, because it does. So I hope that you will remember that today. Candace and Lizzie are going to sing for you. It's Friday. Got a great song. Listen to this. When I survey the wondrous cross, and I hope that you will learn from that, because that's where Jesus met us at the point of our offense with unbelievable kindness. Listen, and I hope it's a blessing to you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you on Sunday.
When I survey the wondrous cross on which the Prince of Glory died, my riches gain I count but loss.
which once were bright as morn. What language shall I borrow to praise thee, heavenly friend? For this thy dying sorrow, thy pity without end. Lord, make me thine forever, nor let me faithless prove. Lord, let me never, never abuse such dying love.
Were the whole realm of nature mine, that were an offering far too small. Love so amazing, so divine, demands my soul.